too. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird to not have the drums.
And then, like, I think I'll play one next hour too, like when you're done here. You know, I mean, one of them I get into.
Sounds good.
So I want to highlight all of the different parts you want, I guess. You know, like one that has good piano, one that has, you know what I mean? So.
Pretty good.
It's good. It should be really fun tomorrow.
I am really looking forward to this.
88.5 Thursday Traffic Jam on WMNF. That is Lindsay Beaver from her new record, Tough as Love. It's called Oh Yeah, and she's right here with us on 88.5. Hey Lindsay, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Great, thanks so much for coming in. I know being on the road is hectic and it's hard to always make it places on time, but yeah, and your guitarist is here, Brad. Come on in, it's fine. We're good. So, where are you guys coming from?
We were in Bradenton last night at the Bradenton Women's Club. It was like a blues brunch kind of thing. It was dinner, like a buffet dinner and music. It was fun. The crowd was really good. I had a fun time playing for them.
Cool. And have you played with J.D. McPherson before?
I have not. I think I met Jimmy some years ago when I was with my old band, and we talked about some things, but no, I don't really know them.
Okay, cool. So we just we love your record, and for most of us here, at least me, this was the first that I had heard of you, this Lindsay Beaver, Tough as Love, but you've got a band and you've got like 5 CDs under your belt, and you've been playing around for a while, right?
Yeah, I had a group called the 24th Street Wailers, but I don't, that's been kind of defunct for almost 2 years now. And I went out on tour sort of with a similar configuration to what I have now and what I'll be doing on Friday. And then when I signed with Alligator, I think it was just made sense to sort of just become me and leave the old name behind and all that. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I mean, I had piano and sax as a bigger band, but this one I feel like this band's a little more grown up, which is kind of cool.
And so I've read about your influences, and I mean, it's everyone from Little Richard to Tupac. Just tell us about like when you first heard a record that, you know, changed your life.
I had a couple of those moments, and I think you keep having them over your life too.
Yeah.
But especially musicians, I would say probably one of the earliest things I can remember is my grandma and grandpa always playing like old country when I was driving around, and I always loved that. I still love that. I can still smell the cigar smoke and in the car. But I think on my own, I got the Dog Illuminati series by Tupac when I was 13, maybe 14. I had a little tape player that I would walk around the neighborhood listening to it, and I had a really heavy love of hip hop from there. And then that kind of, once you start learning about that, then you start branching out into the stuff that they sampled, like, or you start finding out where some of the beats came from, which is all the funk stuff. Then from the funk stuff, you found out where the jazz stuff came from, and if you did enough digging, you'd start finding all the different genres from that, and that's sort of what happened for me.
But then you went and studied classical music?
I did, yeah. I was at the end of my time in high school, and I always loved music, but I didn't know if it was going to be what I did, because I never really thought it was an option to be something I would do. I was a horseback rider for most of my life up to that point, and I thought that's what I was going to do. And then I did a talent show at school, and it went so well that I thought, okay, well, maybe I can stop keeping this secret and actually do this. And so when I graduated from high school, really the only option presented to me was audition for the classical school, so I did. And I kind of, in that year and a half, figured out that it wasn't for me, and started going up to see jazz and blues and learning that stuff and sitting in. And it happened really fast.
Do you happen to remember the song you did at your school talent show?
Yes, and no one's asked me this yet. I was hoping nobody would.
We gotta know.
Oh, okay. It's Sarah McLachlan's song. Because I couldn't find any backing tracks for any of the hip-hop and R&B I liked. I got so frustrated. So I had a friend that had sheet music for Angel, The one that's on all those commercials
Dog
now?
commercials?
Yes!
Ah.
Yes, that's
I was
the
going to
one.
say, oh, not the one from the
Oh yeah,
commercials.
It was really big at the time, and what I really wanted to do was X Factor by Lauryn Hill, which is one of my favorite songs off that Miseducation of Lauryn Hill record. But I couldn't find a backing track anywhere, and this is just like at the dinosaur age of downloading music, so you couldn't find anything. So then my friend was like, "Well, I've got sheet music for this." I was like, "All right, well, it'll work, it'll do." So that's what I ended up doing. Yeah,
That's great.
Ah.
All right, well, Brad is here, and Brad, what kind of guitar are you playing? You know, since we're on the radio and nobody can see.
It's a Gibson hollow body ES330.
Awesome. And,
Big and red.
So where are you from, Brad?
I'm from Seattle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hear a song. What would you guys like to play for us?
I didn't plan ahead. Let's think here. Why don't we do? Let's do "Too Cold to Cry." I think that would be good.
Great.
You're all
88.5, Lindsay Beaver, live.
Our love ended. So many lives. No matter what you did, no matter how much I cried, nothing ever changed. It always stayed the same. But you never learned to take the blame. Well, I tried so hard to stay by your side, but your violence is not something I can hide. Love should never hurt or be scared of. You can't take any blame, so you'll never understand that I watched you all away. And you keep thinking it's all okay. All I'm gonna do now is say goodbye, baby. You're too cold to cry. I packed your things today. Put them outside my door. That old bass you played doesn't live here anymore. And it's such a shame that you never learned. You can't take any blame, so you'll never understand that I watched you throw all away. And you keep thinking it's all okay. All I'm gonna do is say goodbye, 'cause baby, you're too cold to cry.
I love that. Too Cold to Cry by Lindsay Beaver, live right here on 88.5. That one's on her new CD called Tough as Love, and it's on Alligator Records. How cool is that?
I'm pretty excited about Alligator for sure.
Yeah, so you're from Canada,
Uh-huh.
right? Mm-hmm. And Brad said he was from Seattle. Who else is playing with you tomorrow night at Skipper's?
I've got Josh Williams on bass, who's originally from Tennessee, but he also was relocated to Austin. But I think he did a lot earlier than we did. He's been there about 20 years. So he's sort of a Austin staple for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so just three?
Yeah.
It
Three
sounds
people.
like a lot of people on that record. So what do you play? How many? You play drums
Mm-hmm.
and the piano too?
No, I play drums and I sing. I mean, I do play piano, but not on the record.
Okay.
But I write from the piano, and I sometimes I play for me, you know, and I play guitar, which is I also write from, and sometimes we do duo gigs where I'll play. But my main thing is drums.
The
and
drums.
singing,
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, let's hear another one and remind everyone that you're playing tomorrow night at Skipper's Smokehouse in a WMNF benefit, and J.D. McPherson is going to be there, and you can go online to WMNF.org to get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing show, and like, what kind of live act can people expect?
Definitely, it's a high energy trio. I've always had a larger band and a lot of people, and the thing that's really nice about trio is there's so much space for everyone to breathe that it really features everybody, and everybody's really strong in this group. I'm lucky for that. So it's I have my moments of ballads, which seems to be everyone's favorite, but it's mostly a very high energy show for sure.
Cool. All right, let's hear another one, please.
Sure. I'm going to do a new one, or at least one that I'm testing the waters with. This is a song called Sugar. One, two, I'm just going to sing. Every time I look at you, my heart skips a beat. I never know what to do when we meet. I try so hard not to fumble my words, but I'm so in love. I heard you feel the same as I do, so come on and open up. So tell me, do you feel the same as I do? And it would be a sin if you ignore my pleas. Yes, you're my sugar, you're my beloved, yes, you're the one that I adore. No one could love you more. Yes, you're my sugar, you're my beloved, yes, you're the one that I adore. No one could love you more. So tell me, do you feel the same as I do? And it would be a sin if you ignore my plea. Yes, you're my sugar, you're my beloved, yes, you're the one that I adore. No one could love you more. Yes, you're my sugar, you're my beloved, yes, you're the one that I adore. No one could love you more.
Wow, Sugar. Like that one. That's kind of a slow dance one. People
Yeah.
can slow dance to that one tomorrow night, right?
It's my best effort at a love song.
Yeah, and then at the end when you're doing all that stuff with your voice, everyone can smooch or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Let's get ready for a really good time tomorrow night. So where else are you guys going to that you're excited to play?
Well, this is it. We're just coming in for a few dates here.
Oh, okay.
But then we're back to Florida area in April. You can find the dates on my website, which is lindsaybeaver.com. And there's a lot of places this year. In May, I'm going to be heading to Doheny Blues Festival in California, which I'm really excited about. It's kind of, I've watched, some of the people that I love play that festival, so I'm excited to get to be on that stage.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. My website's got it all listed.
And I know you're on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. I'm on Instagram under Lindsay Beaver Official. Facebook, I got a Facebook page. I'm not on Twitter because I never did figure out how to use it. But outside of that, I'm on.
And you've got a great website, lindsaybeaver.com.
Yep.
Looks really good. It's got your bio and all that. So I encourage people to not only check her out online, but check her out in person tomorrow night at Skipper's for WMNF. J.D. McPherson, haven't seen him yet. He's supposed to be a showstopper. So it sounds like two really well-suited acts, and you're going to love the WMNF crowd, and Skipper's is one of the best live venues to play at. You're going to love it.
I'm really excited.
So thanks. I think I'm going to play, let's play a faster one. Play Dangerous.
Yeah,
And
cool.
you guys can get going, and thank you so much for making the trip in. I know you're so busy, but I think the listeners really appreciate it, get to know you a little bit, and I know I sure do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate
Thank
the
you so
support
much.
for the record too. Honestly, I know you guys have been playing me a lot, and I'm like really thankful because
people-
I'm a new act, and the more we get played, the more it helps.
Yeah, one of our DJs called you a force of nature the other day, so I
Yeah.
like that. All right, so here's Dangerous by Lindsay Beaver on Thursday Traffic Jam, 88.5 WMNF.org.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
that was fun. It's kind of nice to not have the drums for a minute, honestly.
Hey, look, he's been holding Ella since I left her. He walked up to the window with her, because she just had to watch. So he's holding up her. He's been holding her since we walked.
Dog?
Since we walked.
Yeah.
Oh, how
She was
cute!
whining.
I wouldn't have
Look,
minded.
there they are. She whines.
Oh.
She's been chilling with him since we walked in. Seriously, I have a picture. Look.
Okay.
She's been on the floor with me for like 10 years. Like, she's been everywhere you can imagine.
He was standing behind you the whole time with the dog. Until we sort of
I didn't even see that. I was like doing my I
She's
had
just
the
like,
songs in the playlist.
she's like holding like a large baby. 20-pound baby.
Yeah, I got her before I ever imagined I would be this busy. And then once I started touring, I would leave her with my mom and dad in Nova Scotia. And she's like, she's off the bottom when you leave. Once you start taking her, and she's been so good. She's having a harder time not just getting older, but she seems fine. So until it becomes a hindrance to her existence, I won't.
Yeah, better to be with you.
Cool, thank you for all the
See you
support.
tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow.
Thanks.
I'm gonna rest up and kick some ass.
Good. All right.
Thank you.
Beaver, dangerous. Check her out at Skipper Smokehouse tomorrow night for WMNF, where support comes from our members and the Florida Law Group, protecting the rights of the wrongfully injured since 1984. The Florida Law Group is dedicated to creating strong and lasting connections with their clients in our community. More at thefloridalawgroup.com. And from Happy Feet Plus, for those having foot, leg, knee, and back pain, Happy Feet Plus offers footwear solutions fashioned to make your feet happy and is a full-service shoe store, including a complimentary foot scan analysis at their 10 Bay Area locations. NPR News coming up, but first, here are the Zombies, who were really amazing at the Capitol Theater Tuesday night.
Sorry. Completely unprofessional of me.
You can't even hear it sometimes when people walk in and out, but
I thought the song was still playing. I was like, ah, you
Oh, no,
can't
it's
still.
fine.
Thank you again for having
Oh,
us.
sure. I'm excited to see you with the full setup.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going out the back or going out the
I
front?
think they.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks again. Nice to meet you. See you tomorrow.
Well, no one told me about her. What could I do? Well, no one told me about her. Though they all knew. But it's too late to say you're sorry. How would I know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not there. Well, let me tell you about the way she looked, the way she had tagged the color of her hair. Her voice was soft and cool, her eyes were clear and bright, but she's not there. But it's too late to say you're sorry. How would I know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not there. Well, let me tell you about the way she looked, the way she had tagged the color of her hair. Her voice was soft and cool, her eyes were clear and bright, but she's not there.
The Zombies with their classic She's Not There on Thursday Traffic Jam on WMNF 88.5 Tampa. This is the last local radio in Tampa Bay, 88.5 WMNF. NPR News coming up in just a bit, and on the other side we'll hear from Car Seat Headrest, who's coming to the area this weekend, and we'll hear from local artist Hotel Life, and from singer-songwriter Kimya Dawson, as well as music from an artist who's coming to the Gasparilla Music Festival, Toro y Moi. Really just can't wait for that. And we've got much more coming on 88.5. And you can always donate your vehicles, including SUVs, trucks, and RVs as a form of support. Visit WMNF.org or call 1-888-966-3885 and turn that great ride into great radio. We'd really appreciate it.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jimmy Hurst. Empire actor Jesse Smollett is free on $100,000 bond. He surrendered in Chicago this morning on 4 felony charges of making a false police report. Prosecutors say he hired 2 men, brothers, to stage a racist and homophobic attack on him. Cook County Assistant State's Attorney Risa Lanier.
The staged attack lasted 45 seconds, and it was just outside the view of the desired nearby camera that Smollett had found pointed out to the brothers approximately 15 hours earlier.
Smollett is also accused of sending a threatening letter addressed to himself at the studio in Chicago where Empire is shot. Chicago Police Chief Superintendent Eddie Johnson slammed Smollett today, saying the actor took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career. Smollett is African American and gay. The Trump administration's family separation policy remains a heated issue months after it officially ended. Lawyers for the government and the American Civil Liberties Union will be back in court today in about an hour. And as NPR's Joel Rose reports, critics in Texas say the government is still breaking up migrant families needlessly.
According to the Texas Civil Rights Project, the administration has separated 272 adults from a child at a single Texas courthouse since June, when President Trump ended the policy of family separation amid public outrage. Most of the cases involve a child who crossed the U.S.-Mexico border with relatives, such as grandparents, uncles, and aunts. U.S. immigration authorities say that under the law, any child who crosses the border without a parent or legal guardian is considered unaccompanied, even if they are with an adult. Meanwhile, lawyers for the Trump administration and the ACLU are due back in court for a hearing on family separation, after a watchdog report found that thousands more migrant children may have been separated from their parents at the border than previously acknowledged. Joel Rose, NPR News.
North Carolina has decided to hold a new election for a contested House race in the state's 9th district over alleged voter fraud. NPR's Miles Parks has more.
For months, Republican Mark Harris has insisted his campaign did nothing wrong on the way to winning the North Carolina's 9th district seat in 2018. But after listening to investigators in a public hearing, laying out what they describe as an illegal absentee ballot scheme orchestrated by a political operative hired by Harris, here's Harris now.
Through the testimony I've listened to over the past 3 days, I believe a new election should be called. It's become clear to me that the public's confidence in the 9th District seat general election has been undermined to an extent that a new election is warranted.
Harris still insists that he knew of no illegal activity being done on behalf of his campaign, but his son testified that he warned his father that he suspected the operative could be using illegal tactics. Miles Parks, NPR News, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wall Street lower by the closing bell. The Dow down 103, NASDAQ down 29, S&P 500 down 9. This is NPR. Teachers in Oakland, California took to the picket lines today over pay and other issues. The city's 3,000 teachers want a 12% retroactive raise covering 2017 to 2020 to compensate for what they say are among the lowest salaries for public school teachers in the Bay Area.
That was really good. That was really good.
Was the guitar
Los Angeles
loud
and
I
Denver.
think, well, I was in there. It seemed like
3 years after
Yeah,
Berkeley,
like
California
thousands.
began levying
Yeah,
a
like we're
tax
tough
on
image, you know,
soda,
like-
Yeah,
the
yeah.
study finds
It's
residents are
5,000.
consuming fewer sugary drinks.
Oh, you filmed it too?
He
did. We should shut it off,
An
though.
effort to battle the obesity epidemic.
You know how to
Researchers
stop
compared
it?
consumption of sugary drinks in some Berkeley neighborhoods with surrounding communities that don't have a tax.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
right.
found
There you go,
after
yeah.
3 years, about a